Hello, and welcome to
Big wee little Nathan.
Yeah, our next podcast.
Is that what? Is that where we're at now? We're finishing each other's
sentences.
Hey.
I was going to say sandwiches, but I'm not that big of a frozen fan. I don't want to eat your vegan sandwiches.
That is so
I was forced to.
The fact that it's come from frozen.
Good film.
Yeah, you're 10. In fact, our Tarek's likes Frozen. He's only 5.
Oh, it must be gay then.
Because the only reason I know that is because they played it in I worked at like a kids' theme park, and they played it there. That's that song with
Let It Go.
Sandwich. Is it Sandwich? No, that Sandwiches one.
I don't actually know what the song is. I only know the one song from Frozen.
You know what? They have fucking songs all the way through it, don't they?
It's like a musical. But
so am I central?
Yeah, I think you're good.
So
just about.
Even if I'm here, it's no difference.
Yeah, you're fine. So, fight night. Last night, this morning for us.
Some sick fights last night.
Yeah,
sick fights. Some good ones.
Some submissions, decisions.
Submissions and decisions. We're going to give out some awards today, aren't we?
Yeah, you got the trophies, haven't you?
We've got the trophies. Someone's going to win fight of the night. Someone's going to win performance of the night. Have you got anything to add? Are you going to go for submission of the night?
Oh, there's 2 submissions, wasn't there?
No. Amanda and
Islam.
Oh
Round
yeah,
3.
Islam. Yeah.
You didn't send me that fight, but done a bit of research this time at least. Yeah. So how should we go about it?
Do you wanna? Well, I feel bad starting with the Dominic Cruz one.
How come?
Well, I mean, we should start with the Dominic Cruz one because it's a prelim fight. So that's what we'll do.
It was a fairly close fight between them, wasn't it? Well,
it was really good. That was an amazing fight, really. I think, in my opinion.
Yeah, I think watching it, I kind of hoped there would have been more rounds. Do you know, when you get to the end, only 3 rounds, it would have been nice for them to have continued to see where it would have ended up.
With it being the main event of the prelims, well, I understand. He's only got and he done well. I think Dominic Cruz deserved the win. I think he did. He won. Definitely won the last round. He probably definitely won the first round, and I think the second one went to
Kenny. Yeah, I could agree with that. I think
that's what I had on the scorecards. Yeah, he's he's such a class fighter, Dominic Cruz, and it's good that he's not gone to, he's getting on a bit, especially for bantamweight 35. He's probably only got like a couple of years left, but he showed some good skills. His reaction time, his fighting. Did you see him after the fight in the in any interviews or anything?
I don't think I did. No.
All his face is like battered up and stuff like that. And
was Kenny's all right?
I didn't watch his interviews. I didn't care.
That's fair.
Do you know what he did? In fact, yeah, this is something what we need to talk about. He called out, Monster that sponsors UFC fighters.
Yeah.
Like the energy drink. He called out someone from Monster and said, what was it? Someone called Han or something like that. And says, listen, you think you're a pro fighter? He goes, well, I challenge you. I challenge you to like a charity fight. He says, all we'll do is we'll have a fight. We'll make some money for charity. You think you're a pro fighter? You got £100 on me, so we'll have a fight and see where it goes. Because you're trying to make money off on me, taking your pictures and that with me. And if I don't like comment on your posts, you're gonna withdraw contracts and stuff, take money from me. So yeah, I'll challenge you to a charity match.
So this guy's representing Monster, and
so,
it's like he's part of Monster, and he's calling him out for a fight because he's sticking to a contract that Monster probably has with him.
Well, he said he's got like, well, no, he's basically, he's like, he says the way Dominic made out is like this guy's forcing him to like take pictures and stuff with him and comment on his posts and stuff, and otherwise he's gonna like withdraw money from him. And he says, well, you know, he goes, I'm sponsored by Monster. I'm not sponsored by Han. So even though Han works for Monster or something, so the fact that he's doing that is a bit rough. And basically, we can make a lot of. He can pick the charity, but we'll do it for the charity of his choice. We'll make a lot of money for charity, and basically, I think what he's really getting at is I want to twat him
legally.
Yeah. It reminds me of that Eminem thing. I'll take your ass on Jerry Springer and beat your ass illegally.
Is that going to be? Do you think it'll go ahead? Do you think
so if that Han, accepts, something to keep an eye on.
Hopefully, it happens.
That'll be fun. Well, I mean, this guy's meant to be. He's got like 3 professional fights apparently, and he. I'd like to see it. The guy's like, you know, and he turned around, he goes, "You're getting called out." He was like, even turned around, he's like, "You're getting called out by a little guy," so you know. Because
you can't really turn it down, can you?
He's like, if he's got £100 on him, that means he's like £135. So he's like heavyweight. He's like a bantamweight calling out a heavyweight.
It'd be definitely worth seeing that. Just want to see it go to the floor. Heavyweight on top, smothered.
Well, you know. He's got some, what do you call it? He did quite good. He left his takedowns and that till the end, didn't he? Dominic Cruz. It was mainly on the feet. Wanted to see his reactions and stuff, though. And the guy's throwing punches at him, and Dominic's like, he just disappears out of nowhere, doesn't he?
Yeah, he's really good at preempting.
He throws his combos, and then he just disappears. And like you see Casey throwing punches back, and he's just hitting thin air for the most part. I mean, obviously, you got him a few times because of the. Well, you can see by the marks on his face, can't you? The marks on his face afterwards.
Yeah, battered and bruised. But no, fair play to him. Do you think he'll be moving up to the main card in the future? Or...
Well, this is the thing. He's normally main card. He's normally main event. He's normally going for the champion. I think he's the longest holding champion of bantamweight when he had the belt. He had he left the sport for a few knee injuries that's left him out for like 3 years or something. He came back and he fought. Do you know what? Everyone thought TJ Dillashaw was going to beat him, but I think Dominic Cruz won that. He's got the most wins at bantamweight. Just to paint a picture of how good of a, how good of a fighter he was.
Yeah,
and potentially still is. He's got that ring rust, hasn't he? It might just be ring rust, and once he gets back into the flow of things, he's got a win now. Let's see where he goes. I know he's calling out a heavyweight for a monster, but
yeah.
I don't
Hopefully
know.
he doesn't give in. Like obviously age against him, sort of thing. But still got a couple good years left, surely.
And he's going to be faster. If that guy is heavyweight, he's going to be fucking rapid compared to to the heavyweight.
Yeah, he should be.
Right, I'm going to let the cat out of the bag. Are we going to go for... Well, I've said it now. Are we going to go for the awards? Should we tell the awards as we go?
Yeah, we may as well. I wouldn't have given any of those fighters an award for tonight.
I'm going to give that fight fight of the night. not performance. Really? There's two fights. I said I've got two categories: fight of the night and performance of the night. I think that fight's that's my fight of the night. That's when I've watched all the fights. That's the fight that I most enjoyed.
Yeah, I see what you mean there, actually. So it's not a specific fighter that you're giving it to. That fight was because it was quite close and there's a lot to it.
Yeah.
Although, to be fair, though, it would have been nice for like bantamweight to see a bit more on the ground submission attempts.
Well, that's the thing. None of them are. I don't think either of them are submission fighters. To be fair, you know, there was a good. Did he do 2 takedowns or 1? He did a couple of takedowns in the last round, didn't he? I think that's what won him the round. In the last round, I think he did a couple of attempts, but Casey kept fingering him, didn't he? Stopping him. And then he even says in his interview, he says, I did them takedowns, and even though I never got them, he says that opened up his striking, because he could fake the takedown. The guy's arms come down to block the takedown, and then comes up with striking. Do you know what I mean? So, them even though we never got the takedowns, he still had an effect on Casey. Did you see? Did you see that video that I sent you about him Casey referring to Megan Anderson?
Oh, it was like 4 or 5 a.m.
A 4, yeah, 5. I think he calls her a 4 or 5 a.m. girl. You know, if he's like still got nothing at 5 a.m. in the club.
Yeah,
and then
it's bad, to be fair.
It's disrespectful, isn't it?
Yeah, but there's no need for it.
Yeah, it's your co-worker as well, so it is your co-worker, so it's definitely unprofessional. But you know what it's like when lads get together, bloody hell. What I mean, you're like when we're off camera. I think the problem is he said it on camera. Yeah,
I think that is the biggest thing. But it's a bad way to be, I guess, like being very hypocritical, because whether you're on camera or not, you should still be saying the same things. But when you're saying it as a joke, I think it's not so bad, but he shouldn't be doing it as part of his profession. Like, you can't talk about people from work in that sort of way.
But at the same, I mean, I don't even think Megan will be arsed. I mean, I think she knows she's like, you know, quite good looking, and
I'd like her to come out and say he wouldn't stand a chance.
Well, there's a thing. She's this is exactly what I'm saying. She probably doesn't care what he thinks, because like she's like 6 foot and weighed in for a fight with Amanda at 145 pounds, and he fights at 135 pounds. And I think he's like 5'7". So, you know.
Yeah. I would love for her to, instead of getting offended, to come out with a comment like she'd get with Amanda before him.
I just can't see her getting offended.
Yeah.
It's like a girl. It's like a girl turning around saying, "Oh, you're like a 5 in the morning kind of guy." I'm like,
5 in the morning. 5 in the morning.
See you at 5. I'll set my alarm. You know what I mean?
Yeah, but that comes down to gender, because I don't think men can get offended in that same sense. Rejection, rejection's part of being a man, I think. Anyway.
Yeah, because we're like the ones trying it, and we're the ones getting some, and the women are the ones giving it up.
It always seems to be that way, and men just don't have the same standards as women. It's a sad fact, but men will pay for everything. They'll get with anything they can.
That's why that show, what's it called? That show with Paddy McGuinness, No Larky, No Larty. What's it called?
I can't remember. It's like
Lights Out or something. Light Me Out.
Google.
It's not to do with lights, isn't it? Take Me Out. No, go on.
Maybe.
Just have a Google. I ain't got a bloody clue.
Take Me Out. It is, yeah. Take Me Out UK.
Is it? All right. So Take Me Out, yeah. That's why it's done that way around. Like the women choose the bloke, because if it was the other way around, it'd be like, "Oh, she's fit. Leave me light on." Then she says the first round, "Oh, she's fit. I'll leave me light on."
There's just everyone to be little.
At the end, every woman at the end has 30 lights unless she comes out like looking like a right mong.
Yeah. And then she'll walk down and she'll turn all the lights off and say, "None of you are worth my time."
Yeah. So the fact it's I mean, it's just that thing, isn't it? Do you remember that experiment that was going around where like a fit girl was going up to like random men saying, "Hi, I find you quite attractive. Will you go to like bed with me tonight?" And like she got 100% yeses. Then this guy, you know, they did the same experiment with a good-looking guy going up to women, and he got 100% no's.
Yeah, so it just.
So that's the difference in the sexes. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
It was a famous experiment back in, I don't know, 90s or something.
Just to show how desperate men are. as a gender.
Desperate. We're run by testosterone. We're run by testosterone. Women are run by estrogen. The higher a testosterone is in a woman, the more likely she is to be promiscuous. Keeping it scientific.
Are you basing that on scientific facts?
This is, I'm sure. Yeah. No. Yeah. I think
Are you
so.
sure it's not just down to
I'm
men being thirsty?
I genuinely think I've heard this somewhere.
On Facebook. Must be true.
Yeah, Debbie from Facebook told me this. Yeah, you got to keep. So when we go through the fights, you've got to give your fight of the night and your performance of the night.
Well, if it's going to be fight of the night, I don't want to be boring, but it probably would be the Dominic Cruz. I wasn't really thinking of it as giving it to a fight. I was thinking a certain fighter, but if it's just a certain fight, I'd probably say that one had the most going for it. I do have a fighter of the night, which I think will be different to yours, so that'll be an interesting one. But we'll get to
it. What about? Did you watch Thiago Santos?
Fire engine.
Fire engine, yeah. Send some firemen my way. You can slide down my pole.
Oh no.
I don't mind him squirting his hose at me.
Well, is that a kid screaming?
Yeah.
He's not on fire, is he?
Oh, but if you see his mum, you understand why.
You horrible bastard. But yeah, distractions aside, I think I watched the end of Santos
versus Radic, is it?
Yeah, I think I'm trying to recall it now because I was expecting Santos to win.
Yeah,
and then
I'm going for a piss, by the way, but yeah, it was a bit shit, wasn't it?
Yeah, it wasn't the best fight. I'm surprised.
So go on, you can start. Well, I'm enough with you. Give you
I'm on the spot now.
Well, considering they're both knockout artists, so to speak, you know, they both fight, especially Santos. He finishes a lot of fights by way of knockout. So
obviously, I hadn't heard of him before, and obviously, you sent me some stuff about him with the the hammer on his chest and stuff. So I was expecting big things, big heavy punches, and a knockout, but we just didn't quite get that.
Well, like again, I don't know if you heard Joe Rogan's commentary, but he even mentioned that in the John Jones fight he had. Anyway, he had a fight with John Jones, and he fucked his knees up. So he had to have operations on his knees and that. And Joe Rogan was like, he's not moving, the way he normally does.
Ah, right. So I think it slowed him down a bit and just he's just lost a bit of that agility to get round and get those punches in.
especially being a smaller fighter as well. Radic is quite big for the division, isn't he? Well, definitely compared to Santos. So
Yeah,
it was an okay fight. I wouldn't watch it again though.
no, I don't know why I'd watch any fight twice, to be honest.
Oh, I watch fights all the time that I've seen before.
I watch highlights, like the best fights of 2020 or whatever, like those sort of best moments. But
well, one of my favourite fights that I've watched about 1 million times is Nate Diaz versus Conor McGregor, and I've seen that. You know, the first one where he beats him,
where Conor beats him.
No, the first one.
Oh, the first, yeah.
Nate Diaz beats him, and everybody is expecting Conor to twat Nate Diaz, and Conor McGregor's undefeated at this point, and Nate Diaz took it on short notice as well, so he hadn't even been training. And then obviously Nate Diaz, he's just a stamina machine, and he fucks up Conor. Conor fucked him up in like the first round, at least. Anyway, what round did he win? I'm sure he wins like either second or third round.
Second round. Is this the one in March 2016?
Yeah.
Second round towards the end, yeah.
And he so Conor just got tired, and do you know, fucking Nate Diaz's statements are just funny as fuck. So Conor goes for the takedown against a Gracie Jiu-Jitsu black belt. So the fight goes to the ground, and then like Nate just basically has his way with him and chokes him out. And like he said in an interview afterwards, he was like talking to talking about the fight to the interviewer. And he fucking turns around and he's like talking about the fight, and he's like, he goes for the takedown, and he's like, oh, so you're a wrestler now. So he fucking took him, and honestly, if you watch the end sequence of that fight, Nate just has his way with him. He basically just does whatever Nate wants him to do, and Nate finishes the fight. And then he gets on the microphone at the end, and like Joe Rogan interviews him, and he turns around and he's like, Nate, you just shook up the whole world. How are you feeling right now? And he's like, hey, I'm not surprised, motherfuckers. His call out. He won a fight, and then he called out Conor McGregor. Nate Diaz did, and his call out's funny as fuck as well. Let me see if I can find the call out for you. Hope we don't get pulled off of YouTube. In fact, you're the thingy guy. Am I going to get pulled out of the YouTube if I just play this this call out?
No idea. We'll soon find out. I assume not.
Nate calling out Conor. It's only going to be audio. It's only got a fucking... It's so funny. But it's just one fight. You hear it okay?
No, can't hear it at all.
Oh, it's in my ears, that's why. You ain't know?
No. You need to play it through your phone or something and hold it to the mic.
Hold on. Oh yeah, that's a good idea.
I'm full of them, mate.
I wonder if that'll play on the audio, on our audio. You know, with it being coming through my ears.
No, it doesn't. The recording won't pick that up.
So yeah, that's a good idea. I'll play it on this and see. Nate Diaz calls out McGregor. There we are. This is the one. Can you hear it now?
I'm here with the winner, Nate
Yeah.
Diaz. Nate, it's been a long time, been a year since we've seen you in the octagon, but you have never looked sharper. This is a beautiful performance against a very tough guy in Michael Johnson. How do you feel about it?
Fuck that. Conor McGregor, you're taking everything I work for, motherfucker. I'm gonna fight your fucking ass. You know what's the real fight? What's the real money fight is me, not these clowns that you already punked at the press conference. Don't no one want to see that. You know you beat them already. That's the easy fight. You want that real shit right here. Hey, and I'm not...
Unfortunately, we can't talk like that on Fox.
Joe Rogan's like, unfortunately, we can't talk like that on Fox.
Surely he knows as well. Like,
they just don't give a fuck. They literally have fights in the fucking crowds and everything. Them two, him and his brother. They've had so many fights outside the octagon. They're just fucking. They're just sick to watch. They just genuinely love fighting, and they don't give up. They can be all cut up. They can all be fucked up. They can, do you know what? And they'd be like, "Yeah, come on, I'm ready to go. Let's fight." He got fucked up by Masvidal, Nate, and then like the doctor comes in and he's having a look at his cut and that his fucking eyebrows hanging off. He's been fucked up all the way through the fight. Gets to the last round, and he's like, "Are you good? Do you want to fight?" And he's like, "Yeah, fuck it, I'm ready to fight." And then the fucking doctor waves it off, and he's like, "You fucker, you robbed us off the last fucking." I'm sure it was the last 2 rounds. He got fucked up. He got fucked up for 3 rounds, and then he robbed us of the last 2. I'm sure of it.
I mean, to be fair, he probably would have just continued getting fucked up at that point.
Well, that's the thing. He's built his career on outlasting his opponents. So, you know, as he gets into the later rounds, as he gets into round 4, as he gets into round 5, if Masvidal's stamina doesn't keep up to Nate's, Nate could have easily won.
Easily. If he's still conscious by that point.
No, he would be. I think he's only been finished once, and that was like early in his career.
Fair play to him then.
They never get knocked out. Him and his brother never get knocked out or anything like that.
Thick-skulled. Explains why they start fights out the octagon. Thick-skulled. It explains why they start fights outside the octagon.
It's something to do with them. You know them stamina guys. They never get knocked out. Never.
I guess you could put it down to that's their tactic.
They never, like, who was it? You got your Tony Ferguson. He's famous for it. He never gets knocked out. There is a science thing behind it. I'll try and fucking find it and send it you, and then we can probably talk about it later on in another podcast. There's like some science behind it. Max Holloway, he takes a beat. He can take a punch. He took a beating off Justin Poirier, to be fair. And
who's that zombie guy? The Korean guy?
Korean zombie.
He takes a punch, doesn't he? I think he has been knocked out, though, in the end. But he used to just present his face and just let them hit him over and over.
Yeah, that's how he got the zombie nickname, because he just comes forward and fights no matter what.
Yeah. Wasn't he like,
how many times he's been done it?
Wasn't it like a monk or something originally? Or am I thinking of someone else?
Oh no, yeah, there was a monk that fought in I think it was kickboxing.
Yeah, I think that's who I'm thinking of. He used to literally just have his arms down and just let them hit him in the face.
Yeah, there's a bit of a science thing to that as well. If you notice, when he's getting hit, he's like, "Come on, hit me," and he puts his chin down like that. And then they're hitting him in the head and stuff like that. But there was one guy, and then he just carried on forward. But he did that trick too many times, and there was this one guy that fucking kept his composure, didn't go mad, hitting him in the head, gripped him, pulled his chin up, and went BAM! And then knocked him out.
Got through to him in the end.
Yeah, it was all about keeping that composure, getting his chin up, and then BAM! Hitting that chin. But what he was doing, he was keeping his chin down, walking towards and letting him hit him, and he was like just hitting him in the head. I know. I can't remember his name. I'd love to give him a shout out. I don't care that much. Islam Makachev.
Yeah, I didn't watch this fight. I don't know if you did. No, I was going to say, I don't think either of us did.
Yes, I did. Of course I did. He won by submission.
Round 3, 1 minute 37.
And it was a good submission. So let's move on to Peter Yan. I watched the Peter Yan Aljamain Sterling fight, and what do you think? What do you think of the disqualification then?
I didn't watch this fight. Let the side down.
Give you a bit of a background of what happened then.
Yeah, go on, fill us all in.
It was going round. It was going back and forth. It was quite a close fight, to be fair. And then in the 4th round, I think Peter Yan was like, he was slowing down towards the end. And what's happened is, what happened? I can't remember the finishing sequence. But something's happened, and he's took a knee to the gut or something. And Sterling's dropped and put a knee to the floor. Now you can't. If a knee's on the floor, that's a grounded opponent. Classed as a grounded opponent, you can't. Chuck knee. You can't knee him to the head.
Right.
And then, if you listen to Peter Yan's corner, he's like, just punches. But then, like, there's another one. There's somebody else saying something else in a. Well, I'll be honest. It sounds like a non-English language. And then next thing you know, just boom, knees him in the face, knocks him, basically knocks him out. And then the ref stops it, and turns out he So Peter Yan was winning. I just think it was like a miscommunication, to be honest with you.
Yeah, I was gonna say, it's rare. Well, I say it's rare. I don't actually know the stats, but if you're on the win, if you're like doing well and it looks like you're gonna win, you're not gonna play a dirty tactic at the sake of potentially throwing that away. So it can't have been an intentional. Like, he wouldn't have seen him on his knee and thought, "Yeah, I'm gonna knee him in the face because I can."
I feel Sterling went to his knee on purpose, knowing he wasn't going to get kneed. Because if he stayed up, he would have got kneed. What do you think of that rule?
It comes down to any other rule. If there's a rule there, you can play tactical and abuse it.
Yeah. I think it's a shit rule. I think you should be able to drop knees on him.
Yeah, I guess the reason it's a rule is down to safety. Being able to knee someone when you're planted at low, like the amount of force you can get behind the knee, can be quite dangerous. It's a lot more than an elbow or a fist or anything.
Yeah, but MMA is meant to be like, as close to real fighting as you can get without kicking people in the dick and biting people's necks out. So I think if you can heel hook someone where you're snapping the knee joint completely,
that's not going to be as powerful as a knee.
I don't know.
A standing knee.
What do you to? Oh, mind you, we'll get to that in a bit. Actually, remind me to talk about Ryan Hall, because he just can't get a fight. I'm sure he's just had to pull out of a fight. He couldn't get a fight for ages because nobody wanted to fight him around his, rankings. And what it is he's an elite jiu-jitsu leg locker. And have you ever seen that video? I think I sent you a video like probably years ago now. And the guy like rolls on the floor, does an Imanari roll. He just chucks himself on the floor, goes round the back of his legs, tangles him up, gets him, and then gets him in a heel hook.
I don't recall it. No, go on.
Anyway, and basically them heel hooks, your cruciate ligaments that's in your knee.
On the back.
No, you got 4 ligaments, haven't you? You got 2 in the middle that go like crossways like that, and then you got 2 down the sides, haven't you?
Mm.
And he basically he just in a heel hook. If you don't tap, you just snap them up. He just snaps them up, and it's one of them. It's proper mad, isn't it? Because it's one of them things. It doesn't hurt until it snaps. So you're not going to tap before, unless you're trained in like jiu-jitsu and you know what's about to happen. You'll tap early, but yeah, you're not gonna if it doesn't hurt and you're not used to jiu-jitsu and it doesn't hurt, you're gonna try and get out of it, and then boom, as soon as it hurts and you tap, it's too late. Damage has been done. You're fucked.
Yeah, nerve damage isn't something you want.
Like, yeah, it's ligament. It's ligaments. As soon as your ligaments are fucked, they don't get a good blood supply either, do they? So they can't. They won't. You have to go to an operation to get them like stitched back together, and then it just doesn't. I think they're doing I think they've come a long way with stem cells. I think stem cells are, but I don't think we can get them in England on the NHS anyway.
You can always get it private, though, I assume.
Yeah, well, it's going to cost a fortune.
Yeah, it definitely would, unless you set up a GoFundMe.
Who was it now? Someone in my jiu-jitsu class, not the Andy Aspinall one. It's another one called Predators, and he was telling me a story of like someone came from another school just to train with them, did a heel hook, popped the guy's knee, and he's like, "Oh shit, sorry." He went. The end of the class came. He went on his way. He didn't see anyone again. Didn't go back there again. And the fucking guy that he did it to, was out of training for, I'm sure it was like 2 years or something, still waiting for this operation.
Yeah, I mean, to be fair, I probably wouldn't have gone back either.
In case someone did it to him. But yeah, you got to be careful, especially with heel hooks and stuff like that. The idea is just, as soon as you feel it coming on, just tap. It's not worth it, especially in training.
Yeah,
you know what I mean?
Yeah, that's the thing. Like, that's why I've never personally fought in full contact, and it's those sort of things where I wouldn't want to, just because of the risk, like running the risk of having someone do that like lasting damage. I'd feel bad for them as well, because if I ever did that to someone, I'd feel like terrible if I was the cause for someone to be,
It's just experience, though. As soon as you feel a heel hook coming on, you know you got before you actually got. You know what I mean? Yeah. So it's just tap. All you gotta do is double tap on the leg. They'll stop. 9 times out of 10, they'll stop. And you're all right then. You're good to go. You slap hands, you bump fists, and you go again.
I was watching a video this morning of top 5 referee like getting into the fight, and it was when someone taps or it's a clear knockout and they just don't stop, and then the ref just come in and like get them in a choke and not pinning them. I love watching that. But moving on.
Yeah, Peter Yan and Thinger. Yeah, so Aljamain Sterling is the champion now. The bantamweight. Yeah,
I would say he didn't deserve it, but at the same time, Peter Yan.
He got an illegal strike against him, so
exactly.
The other guy broke the rules, and it's very rare that happens. Actually, that the championship goes to the other guy, but he genuinely couldn't. I feel he genuinely couldn't continue, because they do ask him, "Can you continue?" But he was like, I think he was shocked. When it went to he turned around and said, "No, sorry, I can't continue." And then when he got declared the winner, the champion, it doesn't always happen like that. He got declared the champion, and he even was pissed off, and he threw the belt on the floor and everything. Do you know what I mean? He weren't happy that he won that way at all.
Yeah, and I don't blame him, because it leaves him open for the scrutiny of you were losing. You didn't deserve. You look at the stats of the fight, and there's nothing saying there that he should have been well, significant strikes. He says he got more, but still.
Yeah, total strikes.
Yeah,
You got more total strikes, more significant strikes.
But then Peter had the takedowns and the knockdowns.
Got one takedown. That's a bit shit for, considering he was the grappler. So,
yeah. But I think
he got 7 takedowns done to him.
Yeah, that's what I mean. So Peter was definitely in. You'd have to say he was in the clear for the win.
What the fuck's happened here? So he's put a pace on him, Ante. I'd love to see, the stats for each round. Can you see that, or is it just the total fight stats we can see?
If you went onto the website, I'm sure there'd be a breakdown, but I'm not sure.
Yeah, it looks like Sterling was winning here, doesn't it, according to these stats?
Still, is it? I thought it was the other way around. I thought Jan was winning.
Well, he threw total strikes. He threw Sterling landed 119, whereas he only landed 103. But he's got a higher percentage, but he's got a lower actual strikes. He's threw 260 to land them 119, whereas he's thrown 157 to land them 103. So he's like the more clinical striker, which we knew that. We knew that anyway. Like I said, it was the striker versus the grappler, wasn't it?
Yeah. So what counts for more though? He's because you can throw loads and loads of punches, but if they're not going to land, then I don't think they should mean much. I mean, you could just start throwing punches in the air when you start walking away if it means something. But
he's landed more.
Yeah,
even though he's landed more strikes. So say he threw let's simplify it. Let's say Peter Yan threw 150 strikes, but only landed 100.
Yeah.
But he throws 300, but lands 180. He still hit him 180 times, so he's 100.
But the stats would have been less than that. Would have been about 100 and
in a percentage.
40. Yeah, so I'm saying that if he threw 300, it would have been less than half of them hit, whereas Jan had a lot more.
Okay. So it is right. It's right to do it that way. Because let's say Peter Yan throws one punch, lands it, gets 100%, but yet he throws 260, lands his 119.
Yeah, well, yeah. So that kind of goes both ways, though, doesn't it? Because he could just start throwing punches as soon as they say go. It doesn't have to be anywhere near him, and that's still a number of punches that's going out.
Yeah, but so I think whoever lands the most, it don't matter how many you've thrown.
Okay.
I think whoever lands the most should get the most points, obviously. Because don't forget, he's probably created more opportunities and seen more opportunities, and the reason he's not thrown as many punches is probably because he's putting pressure on him with them 260 punches. They've not landed because he's moved. He's had to move and dodge and block because he's throwing that many punches at him.
So when it comes down to points, do you not think being able to move, dodge and block should account for something?
It does count for something.
Well, that's what I mean.
Not regarding points, it doesn't. But the more you make your opponent miss, the more tired, in theory, the more tired. Because, it's harder to punch air than it is to punch a bag or whatever. The more he's going to be tired punching thin air. So it does count to that. It counts towards his stamina loss.
Yeah, I'm not talking about that, though, but I'm talking he's thrown, 56% of his... 54% of Sterling's punches were dodged or blocked from Jan. That's quite... More of his punches were blocked than landing of the total strikes.
Yeah, but...
So is that not a win on Jan's side?
No.
It goes both ways when you're looking at it like that. I think anyway.
It can go either way, so that's why I think you've got to go off. I mean, if it was more closer of a score, you'd probably...
The whole point of a percentage is to get, it gives you an overall perspective. And I think the percentages they used would weigh it up nicely. That's my view anyway. I guess
It
it's
looks
open
like,
to
to me,
opinion.
it looks like Aljamain was pressure fighting, just throwing punches at his guard and stuff like that, just to get his arms down to land his other shots.
Yeah, that's fair. I mean, me personally, I think that Jan had just going off the stats, I think he was the more dominant fighter. I mean, he had a knockdown for a start and 7 takedowns out of 7 attempts.
I can't see any of this fucking information. All I can see is total strikes, significant strikes, and takedowns.
That's exactly what I just said.
Oh, right, I can't see knockdowns. Sorry.
Oh, knockdown's just the one at the top, but I guess you can't see it. There was 1 knockdown, and Sterling had 0.
Oh, yes. Sorry, no. Yeah, knockdown. Sorry. Yeah, I can see it now.
I was going to say, I'm pretty sure we're looking at the same thing. It's just the first thing on Google when you click.
So yeah, but his takedowns was 7. It looked like, to be fair, if on paper it does look like, because he's got the 7 takedowns as well. I think a takedown is worth about 10 strikes, maybe, or probably even more. 20 strikes.
I mean,
and it depends what you do with the takedown as well. Is the rules have changed? It's not just about getting the takedown. It's about what you do with it as well. If you do get the takedown, but the guy and then walk off, and the guy gets back up, then it's like it doesn't count for as much as if you take him down and then land a few ground and pounds.
Yeah, I think that's a fair way to look at it. I guess we would have to actually watch the fight if we're going to comment properly on whether Peter should have been.
I did watch the fight.
Okay, what did you think in terms of watching then? Did you think that Jan had the upper hand before he got qualified?
To be fair, I feel like it was a strong start from Aljamain. I feel like he was doing the pressure fighting. I feel like because of that pressure fighting, Aljamain started slowing down and losing a bit of energy. And then Peter Yan started picking back up. And then towards the end, that fucking illegal strike happened. That's what it looked like to me. That's my interpretation of it.
Yeah, fair enough. I can't comment otherwise because I didn't watch it.
But it was it was an half decent fight, and I'd like to see the rematch.
Yeah, I was gonna say, like, I hope they have another fight so that Aljamain can defend it and prove that he actually deserved to win it.
There'll be a rematch. I'm pretty sure there's going to be a rematch. I'm sure Dana was on about a rematch afterwards. I'll have to fucking look up on that again, just to be double check. Normally in a situation like this, they do rematch, but yeah. Aljamain's, because Aljamain like took such a concussion blow, it's probably not going to be for at least 6 months. It'll probably happen in autumn.
I think that's a fair amount of time. I think you wouldn't want to be seeing it like next month. They need to prepare.
Oh, shall we call it fall for all our American listeners?
I guess the leaves do fall, so
they're so literal, aren't they? We call it autumn, and they're like, "Oh, it's fall," because the leaves fall. It's like a fucking, I don't know. It's like someone like really, really dumb and literal just came up with all these extra words. Like, I'm not going to call that a pavement. I'm going to call it a sidewalk because you walk on the side.
It's horseback riding because you ride the horse on the back. Yeah.
What do we call it? What's the English term for that?
It's horse riding.
Horse riding, and they call it horseback riding. Yeah.
Because you've got to make sure that they know that they're not meant to sit on the head or hang on to one of the legs, you know.
I've been doing it wrong all this time. Saying that though, it's American though, isn't it? Horse riding probably means something else. Horseback riding's, our traditional horse riding.
Who is it? Which comedian was it? Is it? I can picture him, but I can't remember his name. But there's a comedian who was bringing up all these jokes.
I don't know. I'd love to see it though.
Yeah, I'll find it another time.
It's like what they've done with the. Is it imperial system? Do we use the metric system?
With most things.
And then they use the imperial system.
I'm not sure. We mix and match. We're not great for that.
Because there's a comedian that goes in that turns on and says something like, I'm sure it's like something called Trevor, something Trevor Noah Trevor or Trevor Noah. I don't know. Excuse me. And he's like saying like, can I have what was it now? And he's like grams, which we just put G.
Yeah.
And then they put ounces, which they abbreviate as OZ, even though there's no Z or what you call Z in the word ounces, but there's a Z in the abbreviation.
But we can't talk here because we still refer to our height in feet and inches, and we still do miles an hour on the road. We should be centimeters for height and kilometers per hour on the roads, but we're not. So we're just as bad as them. And it all comes down to what you use.
Feet and inches is a legit. Like for feet, we put FT, feet.
Oh, no, I'm talking about metric and imperial.
IN. So we still use, the abbreviations.
Yeah.
But nothing can compare to what the Americans have done with the word pounds. Can they have like 10 pounds of beef, which they've abbreviated LBS?
Yeah, I don't get it. But then we do that too, though, don't we? We do LBS.
And the comedian that I'm referring to, he goes, "Can I have like 10 libs of beef, please?" It's like, "Do you mean pounds?" It's like, "No, I don't see the P." It's like fucking LBS. A lot of bullshit. That's what that means.
I'm actually trying to find out why they do it. Apparently, it's down to ancient Roman unit, which is so it's a Latin word. Libra means scales or balance, and that's where it came from for grams.
That's where it came from for grams.
Sorry, for pounds.
Pounds.
I meant pounds. Yeah. So it's basically just an old language, but you can't
come from Latin. Did you say or Roman times? But it was in Latin.
So it says here that the Libra, Latin for scales/balance, is an ancient Roman unit for mass that was equivalent to approximate. So it wasn't Americans that made it up; it was ancient Roman. So you can't really hate on them for that.
Okay. Oh well, that's good. That I've learned something here.
Every day is a school day, and now we can find out why ounces is OZ. It's Latin again.
OZ. Yeah, because it's not fucking zebra. It's zebra.
Oh, apparently ounces derives from Latin, which then the abbreviation OZ came from the Italian word onza. It was originally spelled ONZA, and it's now spelled ONCIA. So now it's got like no meaning.
I love it.
Yes. So we can't blame the US for everything, They may use it, but it's not all their fault.
They use that system, don't they? So. And it's their fault I've got a midget bladder.
Yeah, it's everything's their fault. I'll tell you one thing, I can't stand cups in measurements. I don't understand what a cup is, because when someone says cup, I just picture like a mug that's in the cupboard, but they're all different sizes. So when someone says a cup of sugar, I'm thinking that's a lot of sugar.
Yeah, especially if you've got a fucking Sports Direct cup.
Oh no, they're the ones I tend to drink out of, so...
I literally, yeah, that's why. Well, when I want to relax with a brew in the morning, that's why I have a Sports Direct cup. It's basically just cruising one in it.
Yeah, this is your second toilet break for this podcast. You need to get that checked. It's not even been an hour.
That's my average, that though, but I have a piss at least 1 or 2 an hour.
Yeah, that's... I think it's because... It must be because you're drinking.
it's the same when I'm at work though. You know, when I'm not drinking alcoholic beverages.
I'd hope you're not when you work.
Especially working as a driver. But yeah, when I drink, like especially at work, do you know I can have a drink. I can have a piss every 15 minutes at work. I can, because I empty them clothes boxes. Yeah.
Oh, do you just go in it afterwards and relieve yourself?
Well, where I go, we won't get into because, but when I go to, when I can literally have a piss. When I get to the box, empty the box, and then have another piss before I get back in the van to drive away.
That's bad. To be fair, I think the only time I'm like that is just before I'm going to bed, because I'll go to the toilet, I'll get into bed, and I'll watch TV for like 20-25 minutes, and I'll decide to go to sleep, and I think to myself, am I going to wake up at like 4 a.m. and need the toilet? I hate waking up and needing the toilet because then I can't get back to sleep. So I'll go squeeze another one out, but that's
well, funny you should say that, because I pretty much wake up for the toilet every night.
Really?
9 times, well, at least 8 times out of 10. So I'll go for a piss. Now this is why I can't sleep on work nights, because if I wake up at 2 in the morning and go for a piss on my day off, and when I've not got work the next day, I can stay in a relaxed state, go for a piss, jump back into bed, climb up, jump back into bed, go sleep. Not a problem. When I've got work and I've got to be up at 4 in the morning and I'm getting up at 2 in the morning for a piss, get back to sleep? Because it's always in the back of my head, right? You've got like 2 hours. You got to get up. You got to do this. You got to do that. You're gonna go. Yeah. Do you know what I mean?
I can actually relate from the work I've been doing recently. If I'm at home, I can get up, go back to bed. But if I'm in the hotel, I know that I'm gonna have an early start. I need to go down and get the breakfast. I need to get all my things set out for the day. It's not easy, is it? Your mind's racing, and that's it. You're just awake.
I think my boss is one of our subscribers.
Is he?
Yeah, but he doesn't. I'm pretty sure he doesn't listen to our podcast.
What's his name?
Lias.
Lias. Well, Lias.
He's from Hungary.
I'm thirsty.
But he's like,
go well
as
together.
a boss, he's the coolest boss. And if I wanted to stay in work, this will be the job that I stayed in. But I just,
careful what you say here. He could be watching.
No, and I'm saying this. I'm planning to say this to his face anyway, because I'm going to hand something in called a notice. I'm pretty much planning to quit in like 3 months' time. Do this podcast full time.
You're mad, but okay. We're not getting into that for like the 5th time.
Nah, I'm not. It's not just this podcast. I've got a few things lined up, and by then in 3 months. I've calculated my ingoings and outgoings, and I'll have at least, and what I'm doing with that professional gambling thing that I do.
Yeah. So for the viewers, we'll have a link to Lee's future OnlyFans, so you'll be able to subscribe to that, and we'll also put a geolocation for his street corner that he'll be standing on. I believe he'll have pretty good rates.
I think I'd do quite well with an OnlyFans.
To be fair, there's a lot of men out there that'd like to see it. Being genuine, if you look at your Insta DMs, I'm pretty sure you've got a few saucy ones in there.
I know, I've sent you a few, Anna. I've screenshotted them and sent you a few and thought, let's check this fucking guy. Well, see, there's nothing on my Insta that fucking says I'm even remotely of the gay, and he's fucking inboxing me, fucking saying he thinks I'm cute and shit, and I'm like,
and then you send it to me.
He keeps liking, but they keep liking my posts, so I just keep them on there, so it looks like I'm popular.
You send it to me like, oh yeah, he's messaging me, what an idiot and all that, and then you drop him a little message back, some kissy faces.
Some kissy faces, yeah.
Ask him to meet up.
Some aubergine
I bet you do.
Emojis.
Anything to keep your likes rolling in. You're committed to the cause.
And light up butt plugs.
It's a good investment, that. If you're wearing a skirt.
Which I regularly do at the weekend.
Yeah. I've seen it firsthand.
So what are we on now? What about what do you think to the Amanda Nunes fight?
Yeah, so the co-main event, I would be giving Fighter of the Night to Amanda.
Yeah, performance of the night, you mean?
Performance of the night.
That's exactly the same one.
Yeah.
I'm going to give. Yeah,
I think the way she went in, I was horribly wrong.
How long was the fight? 2 minutes and 3 seconds.
Yeah, and from the second it went off, as soon as Amanda got that first blow, Megan was just on the back foot, and she just wasn't ready. I mean, I think the commentators were even saying she's like wide-eyed. Yeah, she needed a confidence punch to get in, and she just didn't get it. So, yeah, I'm sure she is a good fighter, but total strikes, she had 5, and she only landed 2 of them. They were all apparently significant ones, but you know that's not a lot of punches to be throwing in a fight.
Amanda, like I said to you last night, pre-fights. Like I said to you, pre-fights. Amanda Nunes is the GOAT. She is the greatest of all time. Yeah. And I don't see anybody beating her. If you look at the women's division, I don't see any in any division. The only one that's ever come close that makes it worth watching. I mean, I love watching her dominant performances. To be fair, it's not
you always like a dominant woman, don't you?
Oh yes. And is Shevchenko, but Shevchenko's a lot lighter, really. I think Shevchenko went up to her weight.
Yeah.
Whereas, and Amanda Nunes, she doesn't normally fight at 145. She went up to that weight. I think she holds the belt at 135, and I'm sure Shevchenko there's another one, Whaley. I'm sure she holds the belt at 115, if I'm not right.
I'm not sure, to be honest.
Oh right, I thought you was fucking googling.
I was just checking how heavy Amanda actually is, because she seems pretty. Obviously, she's short, but she's like quite stocky.
Yeah, because she built up to that weight. But she went down because she won that belt off Cyborg, the one she just defended. But she's also, I'm sure she fights at 135 as well, where she's a bit bigger. But there was just no competition there for her at all. And then she went up to 145 to fight the champion of that weight category, and just annihilated her in the first round as well.
Yeah, I think so. Should expect big things from Amanda going forward. Hopefully, she goes up against someone who's actually more of a challenge.
Big things have happened, and she's just such a heavy hitter. She's a black belt jiu-jitsu on the ground. Her wrestling's fucking good. She's the perfect all-rounder, and if you can outstrike her, if you're an elite striker and you can outstrike her, she'll fucking take you to the ground and out wrestle you, out submission you, out jiu-jitsu you. If you're an elite jiu-jitsu, she'll literally knock you out on your feet.
It's almost like the perfect all-round sort of fighter, isn't it? And this is why I was saying last time, she should be getting in the ring with a man and, get that intergender thing.
Honestly, there's literally men she could beat.
Oh, there's one sat right here.
She could knock me out. I don't care. I do not doubt the fact that she could knock me out.
And me, and in the first a lot of me.
You put together.
Be child's play. But
I only fucking hope that she finds me cute and fucking dribbles a little bit.
I don't think the lioness will be thinking that.
Do you know she's a lesbian?
That's why I was saying it.
Oh right, okay, yeah. So and she just had a. Did you see a baby girl in the ring afterwards?
I didn't see the after bit to the fight. To be fair, no.
She brought a daughter into the ring afterwards, and that, and like, you know, Megan Anderson was like going up to her, like, you know, so there was like friends afterwards.
Pow!
Your mom did this to me, pal.
I can't beat your mum, but I can beat you.
No, that daughter could, you know, potentially be a killer.
Yeah, well, I'd hope that she gets to go down that route. It depends how she comes out, though. What's the mum like? The other mum, the other side.
I think she's like a fighter, but not as good. Nowhere near as good as Amanda, if you know what I mean.
Yeah, because obviously it was the other mother that.
The pregnancy.
Yeah, I was about to say father the child, but that's not how it works.
It's the other mother that fathered the child. Fucking hell.
I meant to say carried, but then I had father on the mind. But yeah, so there's no like genes from Amanda there.
Technically, no.
Training wise, it'll always be there.
Yeah, but does genes? Yeah,
I think they do factor.
Genes are a factor, yeah, but I think it's the whole nature argument, isn't it?
Yeah, it's true. Should we move on to the final fight?
We progress.
Yeah, the main event of the night.
Jan versus Izzy.
What are your thoughts?
It was a good fight. A close fight.
Yeah, I think Izzy was a bit.
I think Izzy won the first round. I think Jan won the second round. I think I'm doing this from memory, so I'm not 100%. But I think Izzy won the first round. Jan won the second round. Izzy won the third round, and then fucking Jan dominated the fourth and fifth with them takedowns and grappling. Just grappled him.
I was going to say that the takedowns, when it was getting to the floor, it was just he was a clear winner on that front. I almost think that Izzy was a bit in the deep end. He was a bit. I don't think he was comfortable enough to be there. I think he was confident, but I mean,
no. I think his confidence was picking up until he got took down.
Well, yeah. I'd like to see him fight at that weight again. I don't think Izzy'd give up. I really don't.
Because he only lost by he went up to fight the champion of a weight category, 20 pounds above him, and that's a lot. That, and he didn't even beef up to that weight category. He stayed how he fights, just without the weight cut at 185.
Yeah, so I think he'd have to give it another go, wouldn't he? I'd hope he would anyway.
Eat a few more steaks or something.
Yeah, bulk up a little bit. I think that's what he needed, was just a bit more weight behind him, so he could. Although I think didn't Jan say afterwards that Izzy was slower than he was expecting, but he punched hard. Yeah, had more power behind it. So
did you? Yeah, because he got asked, did anything surprise you in that fight with Izzy? He was like, I was expecting him to be faster, but he wasn't as fast as what I thought he was going to be. But then he hit me a lot harder than what I thought he was going to. I think he was expecting more of a Max Holloway.
Yeah, probably.
Fact.
A bit on but off topic. Do you think Jan sounds like Arnie?
No,
it's like a Polish Arnold Schwarzenegger. That's all I could picture.
I'm not disappointed that Jan. I know predicted Izzy to win, and I think history would have been made if Izzy won. But I'm not. I'm not at all disappointed that Jan won.
No, I think us saying
a nice guy.
Yeah, I think us saying that we wanted Izzy to win was more wanting him to win for the fact that it would be making history and that he could go on for the double champion and potentially triple
champion.
Yeah. But no, Jan definitely deserved it.
Definitely, yeah. It was a good fight. To be fair, it was a good fight, and it was relatively close up until the last 2 rounds. That's not where, like, Izzy wants to make it a technical kickboxing match. And I feel like Błachowicz was he was going, he was sort of like engaging in it that way, wasn't he? For the first 3 rounds at least, and that's exactly what he needed to do. What he did in the last 2. I mean, he won the second round though, to be fair. But that's exactly what he needed to do. He needed to get like some dominant rounds in, which he did. Got some dominant ground and pounding. But there wasn't a finish, and it was still relatively close. Like, you know, 2 rounds to 3 rounds is relatively close. So there is room for a rematch. It's not like he knocked him out in the first round, and it's not worth a rematch.
Yeah, I think any decision-based outcome is
not necessarily.
I mean, you know, not in the sense like if like the Max Holloway fight. That isn't something that would be grounds for a rematch. But I mean, if it's decision-based and both fighters are coming out decent at the end, and you know, it was a fairly, I don't want to say even, but it was a close-ish fight.
And plus, Błachowicz looked a bit gassed at the beginning of the 5th round, didn't he?
Yeah,
like grappling of keeping that Izzy down and stuff like that. And he came out in that 5th round, and he still looked a bit gassed. I thought, anyway.
Yeah, a bit tired. So it would be good to see.
Heavy breathing, mouth open, not biting down on the gum shield.
Yeah, but yeah, I enjoyed that fight.
Because you've hit record. I don't know how long we've been recording. How long is it?
1 hour 10. We've been doing pretty good.
Beautiful.
Waffling just a little bit, but who doesn't love a bit of waffle?
Well, you know, the reason we go. I mean, it's been very, very focused MMA. Even though apart from like, you know, people who inboxing me on fucking Insta.
You're just...
Yeah, apart from me starting my OnlyFans.
Yeah, I think we could probably wrap it up here. So we'll be posting this Monday for the viewers.
Monday, start your week with Big Lee, Little Nathan.
Yeah, and if there are any viewers that happen to be watching an hour and 30 minutes in at this point, you know, let us know. We're at hour 13 now.
Oh, hour 13. I thought it's a 30.
13.
Ignore my dumbass one.
I was just going to say, you know, drop a little comment in the comment section. You're probably thinking, oh, I'm not going to do that, but just put it in. Say hi at least. Tell us what you enjoyed about the podcast.
Yeah. I feel like if you're here at this point, that means you're true fans and a true supporter, should I say? Fans.
Either that or they fell asleep. And we just autoplayed.
Wake up and press like. It's good karma. Yeah, give yourself some good karma. And we should do this at the beginning of our shows, really. Remind everyone to, you know, before we continue, like, subscribe and all that crap. Do it that way.
Have a look. I was watching some of your
go on.
other channels' content. Living Free. A little shout out to that little channel that you've got.
Oh, no, don't shout that out. It's a really cringy and embarrassing, but go on.
I was watching and you had like little cutscenes come in. Don't forget to like, cutscene, and subscribe. And hit that bell for notifications when I next post.
I only did short videos, and you know what? You know when we record this, we do like a long recording, don't we? We just record straight for an hour.
Yeah. You would just do 10 seconds. 10
10
seconds.
seconds. Yeah.
10 seconds.
I do it all like in like little bits. Because I'm more of a punchliner, to be fair. I'm not really when I explain things, I've got ADHD and I have to load it in my head before I can load it out my mouth. So there's always that pause. There's always that So when I get it straight in my head, what I'm going to say next. When I do my own videos, I'll be like, I just record, say what I got to say, boom, and then I'll think, right, what have I got to say next? Right, hit record, bam, blah 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 blah. Do you know what I mean? And I do it. But I didn't really have good content, to be fair, when I did that.
Your solar panel video got over 1,000 views.
You fucking what?
Your solar light or something.
Jesus shit, that's got over 1,000 views.
Yeah, I commented saying, if only you did a podcast. I could listen.
I didn't realise I was so famous.
Yeah, I mean, thing is, you're hard to find though. I had to search "living free metal tea" because that's the only video I remembered, and then that's how I found your channel. Because there's another one called "Living Free" which has got thousands of subscribers. But you know, once I found you,
they're easy as piss to find. As soon as you search Big Lee, Little Nathan, we're like the top of the fucking box.
it's almost as if we're the only Big Lee and Little Nathan on YouTube.
Probably are. We are one of a kind, and I feel like we're a good recipe for a cake.
I'm like the best frosting, and then you're just like
the icing. I'm a candle. You're fire.
Don't know if you're gonna be able to see this. Probably not. Maybe if I get close. No, it's not going to focus, is it? But you got 1.2k views, and you only posted it 10 months ago. You know, fair play to you.
What's that on? Is that the solar panel one?
Solar light system for shed. ...
Yeah, that's because when I was like living in my fucking shed before I got my fucking, before I converted my van, my last van. I was spending a lot of time down in a shed.
Yeah, I mean,
we've come up the fucking long way. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And I've tried fucking cooking shows and everything from that shed. I've still got the shed.
Yeah, I was gonna say I've seen you doing some cooking bits on there, and you had your nettle tea, that was one, and then you do the whole video on how to make it and how good it is for you, and you went, now the taste test.
How many views has that one got?
I'll have a look while we're here.
I don't even look at. Do you know what? I might start. I might start doing videos again on that channel just for something to do.
That one's only got 33, to be fair, but you got a comment on it saying, laughing about your
face
reaction. Yeah. It's the way you took a sip. You're like, there, and then you took another one.
Oh, yeah.
You did the same again. Yeah. I guess this is bonus content for the podcast. We're not going to be talking about fights now, so if you wanna, you can check out if you want.
Yeah. If he was here for the MMA content, that's been and gone.
Yeah, I think this is probably a good point for us to wrap up.
I feel like people would stick around just to get to know us better, and this is how we are. If we was having a phone call not recorded for a podcast, this is how me and you would be. Anyway, this is how we are. How many conversations we had, and we thought this would be good for fucking content.
Yeah, we get halfway through talking, it's like, should we just stop talking and get a camera on? And then carry on. It's funny. Well, we think we're funny anyway. Yeah, we enjoy our own.
Especially for us, we have like a difference of opinion on the majority of things. Do you know, if we were lesser of people, lesser like we got big personalities and stuff. If we were lesser of men, we wouldn't really be friends. The amount we disagree on.
I'm not your friend. Yeah, no, we do disagree on a lot, but if you didn't have people to disagree, well, to be fair, everything you do is based on disagreement with mainstream stuff.
I suppose so, yeah.
Like,
Well,
vegan, your work ethic and everything like that. So your work life is...
Yeah. But, well, I mean, there's a reason for all of it. Obviously vegan, because I feel like the vegan thing... Nate Diaz is vegan. The one that beat Conor.
Oh, so I guess that means that vegan's the best diet in the world.
And do you know what Conor's excuse was for not winning that fight?
Eating too much steak.
Had too many steaks, yeah.
Yeah, I remember.
And I mean, he's not proper vegan, Diaz. He eats eggs and fish, so he's probably more pescatarian than vegan. But
eggs. Oh yeah, they're pescatarian.
And the fish, innit?
Yeah.
Eggs is vegetarian, but because he eats fish as well as eggs,
he's just a pescatarian. Yeah.
But he's classed for some reason. He gets classed as a vegan in the in the vegan world. I don't fucking know. Yeah,
it's
a
pescatarian. It's not. Yeah, you want to go with the most popular names, don't you?
So yeah, the vegan thing. Obviously, do you know why I became vegan?
Just to be different.
No, have you heard of a doctor called Michael Greger?
No, I think you have told me about this before, though.
I probably have. He's the doctor that turned me vegan, basically, and not just him. He's the one that kicked. He's the one that planted the seed, if you will. And then
that just sounds so wrong.
he planted a seed deep within me, and it blossomed beautifully. So he's a plant-based doctor. I didn't really know what plant-based doctors were at the time. He brought out a book called How Not to Die, and I seen a talk on Google, on YouTube. He's promoting that book. Now, bear in mind, he doesn't take any royalties from the book. He doesn't take any royalties from his website, nutritionfacts.org.com. And from his books that he sells, he doesn't accept. And I think he does it purely on a basis to say, look, I'm not doing this for royalties. I'm doing this for the facts.
Yeah, it's sad that he's in an industry where he has to do that to gain an amount of credibility.
Yeah,
because the other side of the argument doesn't have to, because it's a winning majority, and it always will be for our lifetime. I can't see us seeing a meat-free world.
I don't know. I see us seeing a vegan world. Look how many people tried it because of
you also see us making a living off this podcast. So
I'm an optimistic, Nathan. I'm an optimist. I'm an optimism.
Thing is, I know people my age who will not give up meat. So with that in mind, there's no way that we can see it in our lifetime.
I think there is, because I've had people sat next to me saying, "Listen, I'm never giving up meat. I love meat."
Mm-hmm.
And all right, he was gay, and but no, on the level, he was. I've had people sat next to me saying, "Look, I love meat. I'm never giving up meat. I'm never going to vegan. I don't see it." And then next thing you know, they're inboxing me with fucking vegan sausages, saying, "Look what I've got. I just want to improve my diet."
I mean, I'm one of them, but I can't see myself giving up.
You're not the one I'm referring to at the moment. Big shout out to Martin Coveney.
Isn't that guy the guy you choked out because he was?
No, not Martin Bailey.
Martin Bailey. Okay.
I choked him out because he squirted some water in me. I was taking a drink of water and he squirted it in my face, little cunt. We're cool now, by the way.
I thought it was because he didn't go and buy you the vegan burger when he was going to buy everyone else.
That did start. That's not the reason I did it at that precise moment. What did I do that for? Oh no, yeah. I can't even say that online what I did. Yeah, long story short, yeah, he did buy me a vegan burger, so that started a bit of history between us. And then on this night in question, he squirted some water in my face. The fucking little cunt. And he fucking runs off because I started chasing him, and then I caught him outside the pub. Yeah, and I slapped a fucking rear naked choke on him, got me hooks in and everything. Next thing you know, he was unconscious, and I was like, "Oh shit, I fucking killed him. What do I do now?" And I've seen, you know, when I've watched like jiu-jitsu matches and stuff like that, and people like in class and stuff, where they've not tapped soon enough and he's gone unconscious. You lift the legs to get the blood to the head, because it's not like a choke that stops you breathing as such. It's it cuts the blood
blocks the sides, isn't it?
Yeah, it cuts the blood supply to the brain, and that's it, so you just go out like that, and that's basically what's happened. And I brought him round. I did the good thing. I brought him round. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
It
it was very nice of you as well.
Manslaughter charge.
Wake up, you bastard! I'm not going back.
So yeah, so that sorted. Yeah, that was funny. It was a funny night, and people took pictures of it as well. So like, there's like a picture going around like with him just like unconscious on the floor, and me getting up. He woke up and he was like, I'm all right. And he got up and he had a cig and stuff. And I was like, thank fuck for that. But yeah, we're cool now. I mean, as far as he's probably concerned, we probably was always cool. And we stay cool actually straight after. We did have a bit of a fallout where I stopped talking to him. So, you know, the beginning, like towards the beginning of lockdown, like say May time-ish.
Yeah.
Because he pissed me off a few times. Online, of course, because obviously nobody was going out back then.
And he wouldn't dare say it to your face. That didn't end well last time.
Well, that's what pisses me off, because I think, like, if he said it to me face, at least I could slap him.
You can only send a virtual slap online.
But I got fucking... Because he was saying it online and stuff like that, and in messages and stuff. I thought, fucking little cunt, pissed me off. I maybe I've seen him afterwards. I'm still cool with him now. I've been around his flat and stuff, and
you're in lockdown.
We're cool as not well. This is when we was in that tier system.
Oh, okay.
And, we probably still shouldn't have gone round like. We was in tier 3, but yeah, it was. We was chatting and stuff, and we kept social distancing, and
you ain't on them back, are you?
I said to him, I says, like when we spoke about it, you know, like I says, listen, I says, you just pissed me off. That was it. You pissed me off, and he was like, I piss everyone off, and I was like, I know. And you can't really hold him against him. That's just who he is, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So, like his brother, he's like very like, I don't want to say similar because they're quite different, but he's very similar, and he's like unfriended me on Facebook and stuff like that because he kept commenting random shit on me fucking bollocks, random shit on me fucking, you know, posts.
Yeah.
So I've not been friends with him like for the best part of a year because we all like everybody like ganged up on him, and he unfriended us all.
How old is he? That sounds really petty.
He's older than his brother. I'm sure he's like. So he's older than mine. I'm sure he's about my age.
Oh, so like 40.
It's like 30, 25. I'm sure it's like 25. Ish.
25?
No, but I'm 28, so you know.
Yeah, you're basically, retiring now.
Yeah, basically. Well, yeah, hopefully in the next 3 months. Hopefully in the next 3 months. I've retired before. I came out of retirement to join what's it called? Green World. And I shouldn't really fucking say that online, should I? But anyhow. And I'm not going to work there after 3 months. So yeah.
Should we call it there?
Call it there, yeah. We should have called it about 20 minutes ago.
Yeah, we got off on one, but it's always good to have a chat.
Anything you want to add? Apart from like, comment, subscribe, press that fucking notification bell. Listen to us, you motherfuckers. Even if you don't want to listen to us, just play us on your YouTube. That's the only thing we're on at the moment. Play us on YouTube. Just leave it playing and go and do whatever you want.
It would be nice, yeah.
Give us some listening hours.
I mean, that's all we do. Just play our own podcast over and over.
So yeah, I'm happy to leave that there. Yeah, all them things we just said. Any Nathan, would you like the final word?
Final word. Potato.